Lisa LaBelle, everyone.
All right, we're all plugged in here. Hello, world. What's going on, all you pickleball puffers? Hey, just a reminder about puffing. When you're at the doctor's office waiting for the doctor to come into your room, don't be puffing butt out there, okay? Don't do it. Resist it. Don't be puffing butt. It's it's fall. Actually, this week we got Halloween coming up here. And maybe not everyone celebrates that, but you can see some people do, because they have decorations outside of their house. And they have kids that go trick-or-treating. Those are some of the best memories of my life. Going trick-or-treating with my brother, my big brother, and you had, it would be a makeshift costume. Or we would get it at the local hardware store in Richland Town, Pennsylvania, when they still had little towns around there that had these little local hardware stores. You'd go in and they sold some costume. You had the mask with the one little string behind it and the staple, and the string it would get hot in there. The string would always just pop off and break. You'd be carrying your mask by the end of it. You're just miserable. But you got candy. You're going to go home. You're going to dump out your pumpkin. You're going to eat a lot of that candy. It's going to be a good freaking night. Great, man. There's pumpkins all over the place. You look in a grocery store and you could just be driving by and there's pumpkins busting out the seams. Just a squash squads taking over everywhere. And you could build your own squash squad. You just go and buy some of those pumpkins over there at the grocery store or the gas station. I mean, everyone's selling them now. Everyone's selling the pumpkins. You go get yourself a gaggle of pumpkins. You put them all up your steps and on your porch, and you build up yourself a squash squad. And boom, fall. I love the smell of fall. You got the fire going. People have some of their little fire pits going. You sit out there in a fire pit, you're going to smell like that for a whole 2 seasons probably. It's going to be in your hair. And it's going to live there. It's going to live there for a while. It's great. And the smell of those fall leaves, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And of course, like I said, you have all these Halloween decorations. You got the bats and clowns and these haunted houses with zombies. I think about zombies a lot, though, even when it's not Halloween, because I live near the CDC, not like they're really near it, but Atlanta is where the headquarters of CDC is. You know what else is that is the headquarters for zombies. That makes the most sense. It makes the most sense. That's, where would a zombie be born? Where would a zombie be accidentally made? At some sort of disease controlled disease lab. And that would be the CDC, the zombies headquarters. That's what that is also known as. And it'd be a little wild. I think, okay, if these zombies, they start crawling out of those freaking windows over there at the CDC, they're crawling down Route 400, they're about to go everywhere. They're going to disperse. They're going to propagate. You're walking around, you see these zombies just kind of walk. They're just like lurking around. They pop out of a shrub. If you're in your house, you see zombies lurking around your window. What's everyone going to do? They're going to revert to what did we learn to do in the shows? I think the biggest zombie show is Walking Dead, right? I mean, there's a lot of Walking Dead fans out there. I think my dad's one of them. I can't watch that stuff. That's nightmare fuel for me, man. I'm a grown-ass adult who still has night terrors, and you can't be fueling those. And that fuels those. But we'll revert to that. Yeah, there's a Quentin Tarantino movie out with zombies, and the girl, she got it was a machine gun for a leg. You ever see that movie? My husband, he's like, you gotta watch this movie. I'm like, I don't think I do. I don't think I do. He's like, no, you gotta watch it. So, I think Fergie is in it too. Remember Fergie? I think she's in it for just like a second. But yeah, so these zombies are coming out. And we're like, all right, what did the movies and the shows teach us to do about these zombies? Because we don't know what else to do about the zombies, right? And ChatGPT and Grok and all the large language models, all they know what to do about zombies is what they're told, basically, by the scripts and the shows with the zombies. So you gotta, I guess, in order to decommission the zombie, you gotta get them in the cerebellum. You gotta get them in the brain stem. You gotta hit them right in the brain stem, right in the middle, like David and Goliath, right in the middle between the eyebrows, maybe. And so you're just gonna be wasting a lot of ammo trying to hit that. I mean, how many? That's quite a tight target, a moving target. And then if you got a zombie who got into a lot of coke, you got a really fast zombie there. That's a moving target. Good luck. Be using a lot of freaking ammo. Or you'd be setting them on fire, trying to cut their heads off with your machete or your shiv. I mean, it'd be wild. It'd be wild. But what if all the movies and the shows, they were leading us the wrong way? They led us wrong. They steered us wrong into how to decommission a zombie. What if it was some innocuous thing, like what if soy sauce was the thing that decommissioned a zombie? You know, you pop open a few of those packets you got from the Chinese restaurant last weekend, you pop those open and you squirt some of those on the zombie and boom, it's down. It's down, it's twitching on the ground, and then it's done. You decommission the zombie with soy sauce. You know, meanwhile, everyone's out there trying to freaking light them on fire with their blow torches and using all their ammo up and trying to freaking cut things off of them. And then someone's like, no, if you just spray soy sauce on them, they're done. I mean, we know the Asians will be fine, right? They'll be fine. They got plenty. I mean, you know, you got Chinatown, you got Koreatown, you Japantown, you got the Asian town. They have enough soy sauce packets to fill in probably the San Andreas fault line. I think that would, yeah. They have plenty, man. They'd be able to just boom. They'll be fine. So I would just, yeah, maybe that's where you want to go. You want to go head on down to Chinatown if you see those zombies start crawling around, because it's probably going to be something simple like that decommissions the zombie. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, man. Moving off zombies, I mean, that, you know, that's a little dark, right? That could be a dark subject. Well, I started watching Hallmark. I mean, surprise. If you looked at me like, who watches the Hallmark Christmas channel almost year round? She does. She do. Lisa over there, she do. And I do. I mean, I think the thing is with the Hallmark Christmas channel, when you start watching it, I mean, year round, basically, I think what happens is the simulation, it's like, oh, Lisa logged on copious amounts of Hallmark Christmas channel. Just copious amounts have been logged. So we're going to go ahead and take her skin tone. We're going to take that melanin out of it. We're going to continue just to drain that melanin out. We're going to keep, she started at alabaster white. Now I'm almost translucent. And then if you own more than one crock pot, that also happens too. The simulation, it starts taking out. I mean, it starts taking that melanin out. Melanin. And you're just going to be super pale. And then one day you're just going to be translucent and just accept it. That's how it is. That's just how it is, guys. But the Hallmark Christmas channels, I think, whenever my husband walks into the room with the Hallmark Christmas channel on, his eyes roll. And I think his eyes are getting loose in his head. They're just loose eyeballs with all the eye rolling he has been doing recently from me watching the Hallmark Christmas channel. Now, I don't sit down and watch it. I wouldn't be able to do that unless it was super late at night and like 1 o'clock in the morning. No, I have a little TV in my kitchen that my husband, he put this TV, he drilled it nicely into the wall. If it was me, it'd be duct taped on the wall, and that's how it'd be. So my husband, he makes things nice in the house, and he put a little TV up there so I could have it on while I cook, because the kitchen is my second office. Podcast studio and is part of my office that I use to write my stand-up comedy, and I do all of my research for my comedy and the podcast. And that's my first office, and then my second office is the kitchen, because I be making chicken. I make a lot of chicken. I do some bacon and I make chicken. Why do I make so much chicken and rice? That's just the diet we're on, guys. It's just what works for us. It's super sustainable. So I'm in there a lot. I will meal prep the crap out of that chicken, man. I will be in the kitchen for 3 hours on end, and I freaking love it. I got my apron on. I got the Hallmark Christmas channel on, and I am buzzing, man. And I just always love the one episode or movie that I recently watched on Hallmark. I'm not watching it the whole time because I'm doing work in the kitchen, but I heard this guy is like, hey, he's talking to this lady, this love interest he has, and she's telling him what she thinks is romantic. And I think it was like, something like that Sweet Home Alabama scenario where Patrick Dempsey, he took his lady into Tiffany's and was like, pick your ring out, baby, for your wedding. And that's what was romantic to her. And the guy's like, well, what's romantic to me is doing dishes together and dirty laundry. And I thought that was so cute. I mean, really, guys, if my husband blindfolded me nicely, like in a nice way, and he's like, hey baby, I got a surprise for you. And then he took me into a room, the lights are off, he takes the blindfold off and he flicks the lights on, and boom, right in front of me there's this big old shiny sink in the kitchen filled with dirty dishes. And he's like, I thought we could do these together today. I'd be like, oh my God. Wow. Well, let me just derobe right now. Let me take a whiff of those dirty dishes. Really, that gets me going. Going. Let me just derobe right now. And we'll do some dirty dishes together because that's so romantic. Or he brings me into the laundry room. And he's like, look at this pile of dirty clothes. I thought we could do these together and then fold them together. And I'm staring at some skivvies with some skid marks. And I'm like, oh, yes. Yes. Let's do some dirty laundry together. And then do some dancing. Let me derobe right now. Hallmark Christmas Channel movies are just completely unrealistic and absurd, and I just absolutely love it. I freaking love it, guys. All right, let's get into it. Here we go. We're gonna get a little motivation on this Monday. It's a Monday right now. Here we go. And this is Kirsonka, Kirusonk. Thank you for letting me use this, dude. That's amazing. He's letting me use this on the pod. That's how they stand. Different song.
From mountain cold to oceans wide.
Come on, guys. Let's go.
Let's
get things done today. Let's get it done.
With steel and roar reclaim the skies. And sang to gods with battle cry. Valhalla.
That's such a great song.
Rises from the flames.
Your name. I don't know. I think that was the next word. That would make sense. Woo! What a Monday, man. It is rainy here today. That got me going. Excuse me. That was a burp, and I didn't want to do that right on the microphone. Excuse me. So today, yeah, it's rainy today, and it's cold. Jeez, Carbonelli, it's cold. Dude, guys, and I'm not one. I mean, everyone who knows me is like, is Lisa cold? Is she ever cold? Never. I'm never cold. I walk around there 20 degrees in a tank top. Man, come on, let's go. Come on. But I tell you what, I don't like cold showers. Oh, get that away from me. Just want to throw the frick up as soon as that thing touch my skin, man. Or an ice bath. As soon as that ice touched my foot, I just want to freaking puke. I got that vagal, whatever the heck. It's the vagus nerve that connects your brain to your stomach. And as soon as there's any change in my body, like a temperature change that fast, forget it. I want to puke. I don't, but that's what it makes me feel. I don't like it. So, but I'm usually not cold, but man, it was just a little tip bit nipply out there today. And y'all know what that's from, right? That's from Christmas Vacation. Come on. The tip bit nipply. Hey, I want to thank you all for your support, guys. Thanks for being with me on this show and for just, man, being with me through this journey. I look forward to doing this with you guys every single week. I really appreciate your support. And I do want to say, I noticed some people are messaging me on TikTok and maybe even X and Instagram. I got to tell you though, guys, the best way probably is YouTube, because I get inundated on all the other platforms with smut, so much smut and so much bots that I don't even look at those. I'm not going to respond to those. So I am thinking about getting a website up where you guys we can communicate together. So I'm thinking about that, but for now we got YouTube is the best place, and I do read my comments on YouTube and I try to respond to those. I do read my comments on all the other platforms and I do try to respond to those, but as far as a message and a DM, yeah, it's just the other platforms are just not gonna happen, guys. It's too much smut. I'm not gonna go through it. Man. So just wanted to say that, but thanks for being here with me today. And it's amazing. I don't know where this is going. I don't know where this ship is headed, but man, people are on board. I got some new subscribers on YouTube. Welcome. And I think, so my podcast was taken off of Spotify and probably Apple and iHeartRadio because of the beginning song that I guess all of a sudden is copyrighted. It wasn't when I was playing, but so I've purchased a song now, and hopefully you won't see episodes that are missed from Spotify, but YouTube and Twitter or X, there's still the episode 30 still on there. And this episode should be good to go on all the platforms. So So thanks, guys. I'm so excited about today. We have some really exciting things to talk about. And anyone out there, I just want to say, anyone out there who's feeling bad today, because like I said, it was like raining. Sometimes that rain, and when it's cold, it can kind of get into your bones, man. Get into your soul. Make you feel a little down. And I just want to send you some good energy right now towards your way. And hey, thanks for listening. Hey, we're here together, man. When I say man, I mean everybody. We're here together, and we're on this planet all at the same time. And that is wild, man. I was feeling a little down today because this morning I had to go to a lady doctor appointment. You get poked and prodded, and for all the yearly things, and then waiting on results is always stomach turning, and it's not great. It's not a great experience, and sometimes I get that anxiety gets the best of me. And I started yesterday, and you know what, that can ruin. Yesterday was Sunday, and it's my time with my husband. You don't want it to seep in there and ruin your moment with your other human. You want to, you can't do that. You got to figure out ways for it not to do that. So I'm working on that. But thankfully, I found a really great doctor, Dr. L. What up? Super supportive, and that always helps. That's always a great thing, because it is hard to find those doctors, those lady doctors that are really good, are few and far between. And I know men have that same problem. Is women's healthcare is shite. Complete and utter. You know what women's healthcare is? In Wall-E, when Wall-E would compact all the trash in his little square box and then push it out, he'd push out a little square of compacted trash, and then he would stack it all up sky high. You could see it from space. That's what women's healthcare is. That's what if you saw it from space, it would just be a bunch of shittle, squirrely shite, all piled up sky high. That's what it would be. And I don't mean to complain. I know it's not any better for men out there. What do they have? What options do they have if they have some sort of build up in their aortas or wherever the buildup goes? The buildup in their veins. A statin. Oh, but you're on a statin. Well, statins break your muscle down. If you start one in your God, what do they have? What? Gosh, there's no. Holy. That can really get you down. There's no. It seems like there's not a lot of doctors out there who want to listen to you, or who are even interested in. Hey, man, I don't want to do that. What else do we got? What other options can we explore? What can you create? Go make a brand and create a new therapy, man. But I think I do have hope for the future with AI. I was thinking, well, gosh, the companies that benefit from medicine and this and that. I want to be careful with my words here, but they would never let easy healthcare happen. But it doesn't matter, because it's going to happen anyway. I was talking to my dad about my concern. He said it doesn't matter. Someone finds a cure for some really terrible disease, they'll just open up their own public company and be like, hey guys, I got it over here, and people are going to go over there and go get that treatment. So, the mainstream healthcare is going to have to conform whether they like it or not, or else they're just going to go under. So does that make any sense? Didn't mean to pull the day down with that, guys. But let's move on to the technology piece, because I'm so excited. We have the first up is this just the cutest little robot I've ever seen. So freaking cute. So robot. DoorDash. DoorDash has it launched its own autonomous delivery robot called Dot. That's so freaking cute. Little Dot. That's so cute. All right, I'm going to pull this video up. Okay, bear with me. Here we go. DoorDash has launched its own autonomous delivery robot called Dot. Dot is under 5 feet tall. Oh, that's so cute. Who said short things aren't cute? Come on, man. No one said that. Anyway, under 5 feet tall, painted bright red with LED lights, and can carry up to 30 pounds of food. Navigation comes from a sensor stack of 8 cameras, 4 radar units, and 3 lidars, combined with real-time AI planning that gives it the flexibility to drive on roads, bike lanes, and sidewalks. This testing is underway in Phoenix right now, with plans to cover 1.6 million residents by the end of 2025. The launch follows 7 years of acquisitions and hires from autonomous vehicle companies like Zox, showing how seriously DoorDash is taking autonomy. Okay, here we go. Oh, hello. Oh, that's so cute. I never ordered from DoorDash, but I'm gonna have to order from DoorDash now. Oh my god, this thing is cute. Let's start this thing around. Well, let's watch this one more time. Oh my god, look at the little thing. It's so freaking cute, guys. Oh, hello. Oh, let's go. Oh my god. Oh, it's like purring at the lady. That is so cute. I like how when it opens up and the lady goes to grab it, it's like, oh, you pretty. Freaking love that little thing. Guys, I do need to point out, though, it does kind of look like, I'm going to pop a picture up here, but have any of you had this when you were younger? I think this is where they all went. They got recommissioned, decommissioned, and then recycled to these little dots. That's what I mean. Do you remember these things, guys? These little toys and you could open up the side door and you go in. It reminded me of nothing. It reminded me of that. That's what it reminded me of. I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway, so you open up a little door and then you sit in it. And you ever have a friend who their parents like kept theirs outside, and when you would go play, you'd go to sit in it. It was like all nasty and freaking dirty, and it was gross, man. But I never had one, but my friends did, and I remember you kind of like the steering wheel moved. It didn't go anywhere unless you pushed it with your feet, like Fred Flintstone. So, bear with me, guys. Sorry, I think I'm getting my notifications aren't turned on silent. Sorry. There we go. Okay, so about DoorDash's Dot. Bear with me, guys. I have one of my cat's hair is stuck to my face. I have a cat named Boo, and he's 16, and he's a senior cat, and he's kind of long haired. He's not Mancoon, but kind of, and his hair just, if you have anything on your face like lotion, forget it. You're gonna come out. You hug him, and then I got a beard. That's kind of what happens. Okay, so DoorDash's Dot robot. Let's see. It's an all electric, of course, autonomous delivery robot built in-house, guys, in-house. That's pretty amazing by DoorDash Labs. It's purpose-built for short-range trips where about 80% of all DoorDash orders happen deliveries under 5 miles. Physical specs, we already talked about it. It's under 5 feet tall, but it's 350 pounds, much lighter than a car. And it can, it's designed to be nimble. It can haul up to 30 pounds of cargo, like 6 large pizzas, and hit speeds up to 20 miles per hour. That's a zippity little doodah, little zippity thing. I wonder if it's when it's speeding around, if it has its own little internal tune, like it has its own little theme song going, like Probably because it's so freaking cute. How could it not, man? Gosh. Okay, let's move on. The data, technical, let's see how DoorDash built it. Of course, I'm always interested in that. The DoorDash biggest advantage is its massive data set. They leverage billions of historical delivery logs. I mean, that's a big deal, guys. Let's see, from over 10 billion deliveries. So, I mean, that's huge. Once you have data, man, especially like that, you can do a lot of things. I mean, you can do things with your data like this. You can scale your business. You can sell your data to robotics companies that are looking to build robots like this. I mean, you're freaking good to go, man. And I have to tell you, like, even humanoid data or robot data, like, I think companies like I'm not sure if these companies are doing exactly, but I mean, like Figure Robotics or 1X Technologies, Neo, and robotics companies that are building humanoids for domestic use, domestics, I call it, domestic use. They will hire you to go around your kitchen. Like me, I cook a lot. So you put a camera on your head and you just go about your kitchen and you cook and you do things, or you clean your house or you clean your cat litter. You collect this data and they get the data and then you get paid. I mean, that's like data is... Dude, data is cheddar. That's what I'm saying. Data is cheddar. So DoorDash got all this data. DoorDash data. And that's amazing. And I was interested in if this little dot, I just explained in the beginning here what kind of vision it uses. It is heavy on the camera vision. Although it does have LiDAR and other sensor, it has, I think, 3 LiDARs, but it is heavy on the camera vision. If you have enough data, if you're heavy on the data, you can have all camera vision, and it probably is better than sensor data. Because sensor data, I think the problem with sensor data is the sensors sometimes they don't agree with each other. So then you can have some sort of latency. You have one sensor looking at this thing, another sensor looking at this thing, and it's like, make a right. And the sensor's like, no, you shouldn't make a right. And the other sensor's like, you should definitely make a right. You should definitely make a right. And then now you have a conflict in your sensors. Your sensors are having a fist fight on the front lawn, proverbially. And then you have a problem because now there's a low latency and you have an autonomous vehicle on the road where people are. So not good. I'm all about that camera vision. And DoorDash's choice to use, it's called sensor fusion, where they use cameras, LiDAR, and radar, reflects the consensus among most autonomous vehicle and robotics companies, which believe that redundant sensors are necessary to achieve safety and reliability in complex, unpredictable environments of city streets and sidewalks. Now, I don't agree with that. Like I said, I'm all about the camera vision. And a good example of this is Waymo. Waymo uses LiDAR. Waymo always gets in freaking situations. Waymo's making a spectacle of themselves. They're always hitting buses, man. And then you have Tesla's robo-taxis that use camera vision only. It's heavy on the data train. It got a lot of data behind it, and it uses camera vision. They're not making all these mistakes that Waymo is making. So, I mean, that's just a good example there, right there. Tesla, by comparison, believes that a purely vision-based system supported by massive amounts of training data can match and eventually surpass the performance of a multi-sensor setup. So, yeah, so that's how little dot uses the sensor fusion for now. They're just trying to get this thing up and running. So it will be interesting to see if they're just kind of testing it out, see how it does, if they might go to all camera vision or not, maybe. Let's see. The brain of Dot. The core intelligence is their in-house built autonomous delivery platform, that's ADP. They trained it using techniques like behavior cloning. This is where the AI watches and copies millions of miles of human driver data for safe actions and reinforcement learning. And that's where AI is rewarded for safe, fast deliveries and simultaneous simulations. Edge computing, obviously, hardware, which is it's on the robot itself. It doesn't need to be connected to the cloud. And so that's cool. This little thing is zippity zip around there in Phoenix, man. I'd like to see more of that, which would be kind of hard, but I'll go into that in a minute. Let's see, simulation. They train little dot, heavy on the sim. I call it heavy sim, heavy in the simulation. So all of their footage of their drivers, what was that number? I said all the footage of their drivers, this massive data set, ground truth from over 10 billion deliveries. They are using this in simulation, heavy use virtual twins of real neighborhoods, of example, Phoenix suburbs, to rack up 100 million plus simulated miles, stress testing edge cases without risk. Tools likely include Nvidia Omniverse or custom sims integrated with real sensor data for sim to real, that simulation to reality, transfer, bridging virtual training to physical world, no cloud graphic processing unit specified, but inference runs on robot for low latency, and that's under 100 milliseconds. I'm sorry, that's under 100 millisecond decisions. So that's low late. You need low late. When you have an autonomous vehicle, when you have a robot walking out there amongst us in the physical world, you need to be high gate. You need to be high gate, low late. And high gate, what I mean by that is you need a slap gate, man. You need that gate slaps. You need a humanoid with a slap gate and low late. Now, I understand we're talking about a little autonomous vehicle dot. So in this instance, you need low late. All right. There's not going to be a gate on it. There's going to be a low late. And it's making, wow. I mean, it's pretty quick. This little thing is zippity. It's got a little brain that's super fast. And, I mean, that is just cool. Iteration. Post-training fleet data loops back to retrain weekly, making dots smarter per mile, learning local habits like aggressive bike lane user. So this thing has that hive mind thinking. And that seems to be, it's the hive mindset. That seems to be the way of that all robotics are going at this point, because it makes sense. It's extremely scalable. And what I mean by that is Dot is out there, Dot is learning on the go. You know, Dot knows he's in the know, but he's also learning on the go. DoorDash's autonomous vehicle Dot is in the know, and he's also on the go. He's learning on the go, meaning any kind of new instances that pop up in Dot's little world, like a little turtle that's crossing the road and he's never come across this before, and he records this and he sends it back to the mothership. That's DoorDash's AI brain, and that is called the autonomous delivery platform. So Dot uploads that new footage of the turtle walking on the road to the autonomous delivery platform. And then the autonomous delivery platform, which is the brain of dots, all the dots. Okay. It's learning from this new footage that Dot just uploaded, that all the dots have uploaded, and then it sends back updates to all the dots so that all the dots can learn from all the other dots' new experiences. And that's called a hive mind. And that's what's happening. That's what, Figure does that with its Figure 3.0. Satellites are doing that, kind of. They're learning off of each other up there, above us, above Earth, above the stratosphere, all up there. They're doing that. That's that swarm. They're swarm-alarming up there. But Dot is doing a lot of its heavy lifting with edge compute, which is it doesn't have to connect to the cloud. It's an onboard mini supercomputers in the robot itself, crunching data locally without phoning home to cloud delivery second. Can you Grok is so cheesy. Oh, cheesy Grok. This means real-time decisions happen in milliseconds on Dot's hardware using pre-trained AI models that process camera feeds and sensor data right there. It's not learning new tricks mid-delivery in the sense of rewriting its own code. It'd be a little too risky and slow, but it adapts on the fly via those models, which get smarter over time. Through DoorDash's back-end loop, every run uploads anonymized data. Like there's a construction cone, which was confusing to Dot. So to the cloud for model tweaks, then pushes updates wirelessly to the fleet. That's that Hive mindset. And I am always interested to, as well, when these companies roll something like this out. Now, Dot is, as you can see in the video, Dot is rolling around on the streets with cars. And even like on the sidewalks, which is way less risky than the street, right? So it's rolling around on these streets. And I wonder, how did they do that? How did they get, could you imagine trying to work with the state to get your little robot? Like, you can't just build a robot and then stick it on the street and start delivering food to people. You can't do that. You need all kinds of laws passed and this and that and certification and be the bureaucratic Vogons from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. You need to make sure you have the pink paper filled out and the blue paper filled out, and you fill the blue paper out and the pink paper, and now you can never do anything. It's crazy out there. But Arizona is basically it's one of the most autonomous vehicle friendly states in the U.S. thanks to years of tech lobbying and forward-thinking laws that treat low-speed delivery bots like Dot as neighborhood occupant-less electric vehicles. So that's amazing. They leaned on existing and freshly minted state rules to fast-track this. So, I think that's amazing. Arizona makes it easier, but, anywhere else, no, they're not. Oh, yikes. That's a thing, but we got them rolled out in Arizona. So maybe other states will look at them and say, hey, maybe we could just adopt Arizona's laws for these things, and then we can get this rolled out in our state. And that's the hope. Moving on. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is Hans device worthy over here. We have the full self-driving mode of the Tesla Model Y, and it's navigating through New York City on its own. I think it's like a 2.5 hour drive, guys. Here we go. Get your Hans device on because your neck is going to be sore and your head might snap off your neck. Okay. We got our Hans device on, guys, because your head might snap off of your neck. All right, here we go. Let me get this up and start this from the beginning. Okay, let me just read this for a minute here. Let's be real. We're all waiting to see how Tesla, a full self-driving 14.1.2 would handle New York City, Manhattan. I don't know if we all were waiting, but I have to tell you, it's funny because I'm talking about autonomous vehicles. I just talked about Dot, and now I'm talking about Tesla. And as I think it's really cool. Like, I think the autonomous vehicle is amazing and really cool, but I'm not like in that club of where I follow each update and I follow, what exactly is going on with everything with the autonomous vehicles. I'm definitely way more interested in artificial intelligence in robotics mostly and space. But when I see something like this catches my eyeballs. my neck get long when I hear of something like this going on, where you have an autonomous vehicle navigating New York City with no freaking just the steer, like no one's handling the steering wheel. It's insane, man. So this dude went on a 2-hour drive in the 2026 HW4 Model Y, and it did not disappoint. There are some insane moments in this 46-minute condensed video that blew both of our minds. Honestly, shocking that Tesla is waiting for 14.2 to push wide, because this drive on Mad Max already felt incredible. Now, that Mad Max is a mode. I know, like, in the beginning there was like ludicrous mode, and so they got all these different modes. Mad Max is a mode. Huge. Okay, so I'm just gonna play just a little bit of this video because this is 46 minutes long. Let's see.
Content creator, we met for the first time. We're gonna test the latest and greatest FSD 14.1.2. So yeah.
Yep, 14.1.2. I think this is the first New York City based video. We'll have to blur the VIN, looking for the release notes to show that we're actually on it. There we go, 14.1.2.
Yeah.
We'll have to switch between Mad Max mode a little bit and see if it drives like a New York City cab driver, and just hope we don't get sick from the brake stabbing. So
let's just
hopefully there is no brake stabbing.
Press the start FSD. That's the new button. Previously it was right over here.
Yeah.
So you can press that.
All right.
Just one.
Oh, you don't have to hold it anymore.
Just tap.
There you go. So we're in Mad Max mode to start.
So the car
Mad Max
way
mode.
faster off the
you
curb.
can see.
All right, they're off, and they're off
And we're
in New York.
What is
Man,
this, 2026 Model Y?
Yep. 2026 rear wheel model.
I'm saying, man, 'cause I love New York. It's just a hot freaking mess, but there's a lot of really great things about it.
So I got to go down to the map. So we're going for a ridiculous route where we're going to go all the way and loop around and go uptown, and then we're going to loop back around same direction, and then we're going to go all the way down into the financial district, make a really crazy loop, and then come all the way back up. I would say this is about as bad of a torture test as you probably.
Dude, when I think of New York, I think of freaking. I think of food.
Torture ourselves too much.
'Cause I'm always hungry, man. I'm hungry right now.
Over here on this lane.
So we're in Mad Max mode to start.
Yep, right over here. So the new option is now you can choose where.
I don't know what Mad Max mode is, guys. Sorry.
We probably should switch it to street because I don't think we're going to be parking in the garage.
Do that.
I'll ask Rock right
When
now.
I do parking garage, now it's saved. But if I don't touch anything, it's probably gonna choose the street by default.
Okay.
So it knows when it reaches to.
Dude, guys, this is insane. They're talking and
Okay,
no
that's
one is
cool.
no one's
cool. I'm
touching
glad
the
that
steering wheel.
they
It's just
added all the
it's making
optionality.
turns
V13
seamlessly.
never really street parked very well. It
Smooth.
kind of
There's
gave
no.
up.
It's not like
And if you
hard
could get it to do it,
braking.
it was
There's
more just like performative
Amazon
and more
trucks
funny than
on
it
the
was,
side
like,
of
actually
it.
useful.
There's
It's so nice to have the
people.
full
There's other
screen
cars.
visualization
There's
too,
like a
just the
lot
Model
going on
X
these
with it up in the
little
front.
New York
This is
streets.
great.
Yo, they're going through traffic lights and construction and scaffolding, and I mean, this is
Should not make the
insane, man. This is insane.
To own, because with my experience with 13.2.9, it never make right turn on red on Manhattan.
It's so weird.
But
goes.
this version sometimes get a stop in Long Island even with like making right turn on red. So we are allowed to make right turn, but the car just doesn't.
Right, doesn't want to do
make
it. I think that's like where the localized models that they're supposedly coming up
So
with.
it waited
that
for
was
this
great.
pedestrian. Yeah.
So much more. Like usually there's a longer delay between the car waiting for the
Okay,
intersection
let me
to
see.
clear and the car actually like kind of pushing
Dude,
itself
I could
through.
watch all
is
46
exactly
minutes
how
of
it
this.
should
This
be.
is
Probably gonna get into
amazing.
that
First of
parking
all,
garage.
it's
Okay, yeah, we
it
can.
says
a
parking
little
garage.
nostalgic.
don't
Like
want
I
to
can
go to the
smell
parking
the
garage. Let's see what
city.
happens. For those-
They're in.
Like we're just.
Oh, they're
going
going into a parking garage.
Let's take over, right?
Yeah, we should take over.
So
Okay, I'm gonna quit it here.
Where he's gonna park.
There we go. I didn't realize.
329. That's for me, guys, for editing. Okay, so they're about to go into a parking garage. I know what that smells like. I know what that smells like in there, especially in the summer, man. You go into a parking garage in New York City in the summer. You better, you better just, I say you dull your sniffers. You want to dull your sniffers. Just for a little bit. You just got to dull those suckers out. Maybe do a smelling salt in there so that you don't smell what the place actually smells like. I mean, you're going to be smelling some, you got some pee, and you got maybe some, what garbage smells like, garbage and food and feces. And I mean, that's just what these parking garages smell like, especially in the summer. And that, that smell will stick with you for a while. My little nephews, they went to New York City for the first time in their little lives last summer. And I asked my little nephew, I said, "Oh my God, are you just loving it? Are you loving the sewer smell when you walk by? When you walk by that sewer and that just, all those gases come out of there and you just, yeah. And then you're next to a pizza shop or a bagel shop. And then you're smelling that and the coffee over there. I mean, it just everything. And the lights at night and the noises is just sensory. Your sensors are popping. Your chakras are open. That's what's going on in New York. So he kind of laughed and he said, my little nephew said it was an interesting experience. They're so cute. I think about them every single day. Nephews, I love you. If you're listening to me, I love you. I love you so very much. Okay, so we're back to this Tesla FSD. The 2026 HW4 Model Y. I mean, so go ahead, watch yourself this video. It is mind blowing, guys. It's amazing. It's so cool. I kind of want to watch a little more of it, but we got to keep moving here. We got to keep this train on the tracks, and I will do that today. Now, in-car hardware for Tesla. Tesla does not use NVIDIA Jetson Drive. I was wondering what kind of chip Tesla uses. I know that they use their own, let me see. I think it's Samsung chip. Tesla designs its own custom AI processor known as the FSD chip. That's full self-driving chip. This chip is optimized specifically for the vision-based neural networks that run on FSD. Okay. Tesla follows a fabless model, meaning Tesla designs the chip but hires a contract manufacturer to build it. So they're not using that NVIDIA Jetson AGX Thor drive. And now that NVIDIA, that's Jensen hung over there with his leather jacket. They have a chip for autonomous trucks, tractor trailers, and it's really wild. I've talked about it before. I won't go down that rabbit hole, but it looks like Tesla's not using that now or maybe never. But I know that Elon Musk he does work with Jensen Huang because Jensen just delivered that DGX Spark to Tesla, and that's that little AI supercomputer that you put on your desktop. It's that little brick, that little gold brick. And that's mostly used, that's designed for AI research, development, and training, probably for XAI. Could be for the Tesla vehicles, but definitely for Optimus. Okay, let's see. Moving on. I just want to hit on this again. The vision only approach is what Tesla uses. They use that camera vision only, and that's why I will not step foot into a Waymo. As long as Waymo got that LiDAR, forget it. Look at you. Not gonna. But the Tesla robotaxi, I'll get in there all day and day. I'm kind of stumbling over my word right now. Sorry, guys. Let me get my tongue going here. Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. Okay. The vision-only approach for Tesla is what fundamentally separates Tesla's strategy from almost every other major autonomous vehicle company, most of which use a sensor fusion approach, combining data from cameras, LiDAR, and radar to maximize redundancy and performance in all weather conditions. All right. I just want to hit on this. We got some new jargon for training your robots. And I've been hearing this I've been hearing Jensen Hung say this word, excuse me. It's called world model. Now, I did a little bit of research into this, and Jensen, he's been using this word for a while, but a lot of people are catching on to this, and it's becoming AI jargon, world model. And now I want to explain to you, if you hear world model, what that means. Okay. So, world model, meaning in AI, especially for robotics. At its core, a world model, and again, I'm talking about training your AI for humanoids or whatever you're going to do. You're going to train your AI. So, at its core, a world model in AI is a neural network. A neural network is a layered math structure mimicking the brain, trained on massive data to spot patterns. The world model in AI is a neural network that builds an internal understanding of the physical world. It doesn't just react to inputs like a camera feed. It predicts and simulates what happens next, grounded in real physics. This lets robots or self-driving cars think ahead without endless real-world trial and error, which is dangerous and expensive. So basically, we're bridging the simulation to the simulation training gap into the gap of, the simulation training. Train your robot in simulation. Now, how is it going to do in the physical world? And that's a gap. So it's bridging that gap, basically, from my understanding. Now, Nvidia does have like Nvidia Omniverse. They do have a physics engine that you can, the Physics 5, I do believe it's called. But they also have, Jensen Hung announced in 2025, their Nvidia Cosmos platform is the poster child of the World Foundation models. It's open source neural nets, diffusion models for image, video gen, auto-regressive transformers for sequence predictions. Diffusion is gradually denoising random pixels into coherent scenes. Auto-aggressive is predicting one frame or token based on priors like GPT, but for video. It's trained on 20 million plus hours of real robotics driving footage. Let me repeat that. For all you out there, boys and girls. Listen up. Let me repeat that. Here we go. Nvidia Cosmos platform that is training for your AI, okay? Announced in 2025 that Nvidia announced in 2025. Let me repeat that back up. Good God, Rhonda, can't you talk today? Good God. I don't know what they did to me at that doctor's appointment, but I'm all jumbled up right now. Okay. Nvidia announced in 2025 that their Nvidia Cosmos platform is the poster child for the World Foundation model. It's an open source neural net trained on 20 million plus hours of real robotics driving footage. That's insane. So you can go on over to Nvidia and be like, I want Cosmos. And then you get this Cosmos, this World Foundation model that has been trained on 20 million plus hours of real robotics / driving footage. Let's freaking go, man. Let's freaking go. Yes. The hype around world models scales training 1,000 times faster and is cheaper. Robots rack up millions of years of simulation experience in days. Fixing data bottlenecks, Jensen calls it the ChatGPT moment for robotics because its open license It's free on the Hugging Face platform, letting startups like 1X Technologies or Agility Robotics bootstrap humanoids without billion-dollar fleets. That is huge. That's a big deal, guys. Guys, the rate of which technology is moving, a lot of it like training your AI, being able to train your AI without having to spend all of this money. I mean, the rate of it, something comes out, right, that where you can train your robot, a robotic operating system, and something comes out. I think one of them is Gazebo. I think that's like an old school a robotic operating system you can train your robot on. All right, great, we got Gazebo. And then Nvidia is like, all right, they come along and they're like, hey, we have the Nvidia Omniverse and a physics engine, so your robot can learn in simulation and also understand the laws of physics in the real world and go out there and do that. Try to do that. And then it's like, what? Holy smokes. Wow, that seems really great. And then Nvidia hits us with this Nvidia Cosmos. The worldwide foundation model, man. Where you have, it scales training 1,000 times faster and cheaper. Robots rack up millions of years of simulation experience in days, fixing data bottlenecks. I mean, holy freaking smokes, man. That's where we're at right now. A few years ago, we were at Gazebo, a robotic operating system you could train your robot on, and now we're here. Now we're training robots in the Nvidia Cosmos at scaling training 1,000 times faster. Robots racking up millions of years of simulation experience in days. Not weeks, not months. Days. Holy God, whoa. That's amazing. All right. What's this? Oh, yes. Going back to little Dot, DoorDashes Dot. Dot uses, they can use in-world models to simulate delivery scenarios, like a rainy street, for training. So that's a world model is, let's see, math models, mimicking brain. Let's see, generative. Oh, I see. I'm sorry. Let's see. We're not seeing anything right now. You guys aren't seeing anything. You can't see what I'm seeing unless I say it out loud or show you in the video. Okay. I think we're good. We'll move on. Let's move on. Oh gosh. I realized this before, but as I'm studying for the cybersecurity comp TIA Security Plus certificate, I just keep thinking, I'm reading a lot about cybersecurity, obviously, but I'm also watching videos, and anything I can get my hands on with that Jason Haddock's, like any kind of podcast that Jason Haddock's has been on, I'm freaking just, my ears or my ear Coca-Colas are just gobbling that all up because I want to hear what he has to say. He's extremely experienced, and the world of cybersecurity, it's using the word agents, and it's been using that for the word agents for years. I mean, I think that's been used for a long time, but I'm just realizing they're talking about AI agents that don't sleep. They're autonomous. Basically, they can go and attack. They're bugs. They're spiders. They're just creeping. They're lurking around in there trying to get things. Making spider webs and eating up really delicate information. These bad bots, bad agents. They call them agents, man. So then you have to go and build yourself an autonomous AI that can battle these bad agents. And what does that sound like? That's let me think. We have Agent Anderson, which is Keanu Reeves in The Matrix, and we have Agent Smith. What? You have good agents and bad agents in this cyber world? But that sounds exactly like The Matrix. What are we doing? What are we doing? We're creating these things, by the way, guys. Human beings are creating these agents. We are creating The Matrix. I think it's happening. It's happening right now. And we need to create more Agent Andersons than those Agent Smith guys, man. They're multiplying themselves out there. Good God. Good God, Rhonda. Lord help us. Lord help us all. Let's move on. Okay. Oh, this is exciting. This is so exciting. We have, I'm going to talk about Voyager. And Voyager is a spacecraft that there's Voyager 1 and Voyager 2. I've talked about this before. They have those golden records. Okay, then that was you got Carl Sagan over there, and he's like, let's put these golden records on these spacecrafts in case an alien finds them, and they could know how to get to Earth and what Earth is like. And they're going to be gold plated, and they're going to have whale sounds on it. We're going to have President Carter on it, and you're going to have Chuck Berry. And the pattern, the brain pattern of a woman's brain. And who knows what that says? You know, the aliens can probably decode that better than us. So that's what's out there, Voyager 1 and Voyager 2, these spacecrafts with these golden records. And Carl Sagan, he's the best salesman in the entire world, I'm going to say, because he went to NASA and he's like, we need to make these golden records. They're going to be expensive, but you're going to put them on. We should put them on the spacecraft in case an alien finds them so they can come and say, hello. And NASA's like, okay, let's do it. And they did it, man. They did it. So that's pretty amazing. So Voyager 1 and Voyager 2, they were launched in 1977. I know that sounds ancient. It's not, I mean, okay, for technology, it's pretty ancient. It's pretty dinosaur, okay? So you have a piece of dinosaur technology out there in deep space right now. So what's really cool is Voyager 1 launched in 1977. It's a 47-year-old spacecraft. 47 or 48. Let's see. It's 15 billion miles away from Earth, cruising through interstellar space. And it's, we know that because we're still receiving signals from it. Isn't that wild? That's wild. That's wild. I mean, holy smokes. Voyager 1, let's see. I'm sorry, bear with me. Okay, so Voyager 1 is... The thing is, they did lose communication with it. They lost communication, and they, meaning JPL, lost communication with Voyager 1. But then engineers figured out how to align the satellites back with Voyager's antenna, and then we started getting the signals again, and that's how it communicates to us. Like, because I know what you're thinking. You got Voyager 1 out there 15 billion miles away, a 47-year-old piece of equipment out there, and that's what I call my husband, a 47-year-old piece of equipment. And but you got that out there, and it's like there's no internet out there. How's it communicating with us? And how is it even running? Because there's no the sunlight. I mean, is there sunlight? No, the sunlight, it's so far away. It's away from, what's it called? Our solar system's heliopause. That's the boundary where the sun's influence fades. It is way past there, man. So it's not, so Voyager 1 is not energized or powered. It's not solar powered, obviously. It's powered by something called a radioisotope thermoelectric generator. And that little bichon out there, it got 3 of those things. Yeah, Voyager out there, it got 3 of those radioisotope thermoelectric generator bichons. And each of those generators has a plutonium-238 pellet on it, and that's how it gets its energy from the plutonium decay. Isn't that amazing? That's amazing. So the plutonium decay, and I was wondering, well, how, like, is it down to its last radioisotope thermoelectric generator? Let's see. So when it decays, when the plutonium pellet decays, it produces heat converted into electricity via thermocouples, devices turning temperature differences into voltage. They generated about 470 watts at launch, now down to about 200 watts in this year due to decay, still enough for critical systems. That's incredible, man. You got this dinosaur piece of equipment. Are the only thing we have from Earth out there communicating with us in deep space is this 47-year-old piece of equipment. It doesn't have anything fancy on it, man. It's just out there doing its thing. It's doing the right thing. And I wonder if it's lonely out there. You know, just kind of, what's it seeing, man? What's it seeing? Oh my God, this thing is, okay, so the radio system, how it communicates with us is by, Voyager uses an S-band and an X-band transmitter, radio frequencies for low-high data rates, connected to a 3.7 meter high-gain antenna. It sends data at glacial 160 bits per second. That's slower than a 1980s modem to NASA's Deep Space Network. And that is 3 massive radio dishes, one in California, one in Spain, and one in Australia. And I'm sure you could picture what I'm talking about. We've seen them in videos, those big Irish dishes over there. They're just out there like this, those dishes, and they're just receiving signals from space. And Voyager 1's like, that's where I got to send my signal to. And then it boop, bloop, at 160 bits per second. It sends it on over, man. That's amazing balls. It has let me see here. Oh gosh, it uses the compute power. It's onboard computers, 3 redundant units, part of the command control subsystem, uses 64 kilobytes of memory split across volatile and non-volatile storage, less than a modern smartwatch at under 1 gigabyte. It stores data on an 8-track digital tape recorder. An 8-track digital tape recorder. Holy smokes. For later transmission. The software written in Fortran 77, programming language from the 50s and 70s, guys. Holy smoke. Oh my gosh. Used for math-heavy tasks. It is simple deterministic code for telemetry, navigation, and instrument control. It was coded when Star Wars hit the theaters in 1977. That's a little tidbit there for you. Let's see. So the signal is insanely weak due to distance. So the Deep Space Network, those 3 big old dishes, they use an ultra-sensitive receiver. Engineers recently fixed a glitch in last year where Voyager 1 went silent, reprogramming control subsystem AACS to realign the antenna. They're just like decoding the 1950s and 70s Fortran logs. That's amazing. So, there we are relying on this dinosaur out there in the freaking cold crevices of the anus of the universe out there. And we're relying on that thing to give us some information. And it's doing it. It's doing it. Godspeed, Voyager. Godspeed. And if an alien finds it, it will find those golden records. But I wonder if the aliens will know that it's old. That would be interesting. They'll be like, what the heck is this Earth like stuck in with this technology? What's going on over there, man? Okay, moving on. I wanted to hit on this real quick. Last week I talked about orbital robotics, and I didn't quite talk about the company that much. I just kind of went into the article that they posted, and so I want to go orbital robotics. It's a Barcelona, Austin-based startup. And what it does, it focuses on autonomous micro robots for in-orbit tasks like inspecting satellites, supporting refueling, or tracking debris. Their flagship Orbit Swarm, a constellation of small coordinated bots, is still in a prototype and testing phase. Their website is pretty bare bone. I was looking at it. It's not a great website, to be honest, and I couldn't find too much information on it, but I did want to hit on it because I think this really cool. This swarm robot technology, swarm technology is really interesting to me so basically like all of the refueling stations or like things kind of they talk to each other and they connect to each other, and swarm technology, SpaceX actually, they went ahead and demonstrated their swarm technology progress and swarming for success. Starlink completes primary mission. After 10 months in orbit, the Starlink spacecraft Swarm successfully demonstrated its primary mission's key objectives, representing significant achievements in the capability of swarm configurations. Swarms of satellites may one day be used in deep space exploration. It's an autonomous network of spacecraft could self-navigate, manage scientific experiments, and execute maneuvers to respond to environmental changes without the burden of significant communications delays between the swarm and Earth. So, I mean, that's just freaking mind-blowing. Dang. Wow. So this, that's what they're working on over there at Orbital Robotics. And they want to, they're interested in making these refueling stations for satellites. So instead of having a satellite up there, a satellite that is probably its ion propulsion, and then you have a gas for the fuel, and the gas is probably going to be Krypton. I think it's called Krypton, which is less expensive than Xenon, and it's going to be up there. And it's so you got these satellites, right? And then once the gas is done, the gas is out. The satellite, that's it. It gets decommissioned. It either drops and falls into the atmosphere of Earth and just burns up. That's a problem. It creates a lot of space debris. And so this orbital robotics is like, hey, we can make refueling stations for these satellites. And they would use this swarm technology where the refueling stations would, they'd have different parts that talk to each other and are autonomous and make decisions on their own. And the satellites would be directed to the refueling stations, and they would get refueled with whatever gas they have, probably Krypton, probably not going to be Xenon. Xenon's super expensive. And then boom, these satellites can continue to run as long as the hardware lets it, just like a car. Like as long as you take care of your car and everything, it will run as long as it holds out and doesn't rust out and things like that. So that's a really great concept. And come on, Orbital Robotics, let's freaking go, man. Let's freaking go. Get those government contracts and let's freaking go. do it. I want to see these swarm bots up there. I want to see these swarm bots in space. SBS. That's what I'm talking about. So what's interesting though is the gas that is used for the satellites and this ion propulsion, or the krypton is the less expensive one now, and then xenon's the more expensive one. I mentioned this last week, but xenon, I was saying it exanon because that's how it's freaking spelled, man. Xenon, exanon. Xylophone, xylophone. What are we doing? What is the English language doing? Who made the decision here? Who made the executive decision that xenon should be spelled with an X and xylophone should be spelled with a Z? I mean, I'm sorry, an X. An X. Come on. Then why isn't zebra spelled with an X? I mean, how freaking confused. Who made that executive decision? Did someone get paid for that? Was someone sitting around and then they made this decision? They got paid millions of dollars. Just like the new iPhone update. Great. Things look different. Siri's not any better. I want Siri to be better. You hear me? Some UX designers over there with all their sticky notes and they're putting them on the wall and they're all like organized with their different color sticky notes and they're like, hey, we should make the new update look like this and then look like bubbles and then everything looks like it's floating. And then someone got paid to do that. But we're still stuck with shiny Siri. Come on. When I say, hey, Siri, call my mom, I wanted to call my freaking mom, not another person's mom. Like I have my husband's mom in there. And then it will call that. And I have her as her name, not as mom. So what are you doing? Anyway, that's what it seems like with these words that start with a different letter than what it sounds like. Why does doubt have a B in it? I'm so sorry for anyone who's trying to learn English from another country. Oh, sorry. But, you can... A lot of people don't know how to pronounce things. I don't know how to pronounce some things. So as you guys know, so the great thing though, for people who are learning English, you can just mispronounce things or maybe say like it sounds like stalagmite, but said completely different. You can recover. You can recover. That's for sure. Moving on. All right. We have I just want to hit on this just real quick here. I didn't do any, excuse me. I didn't do any research on the background of this company, but I have seen these. It's a rebarb robot. And it's a little autonomous mobile tying robot, the first rebar tying unit that drives itself across slab grids, detects every intersection, and fires a twin tier tie in under 1 second. Now, human beings do this now. They'll walk across rebar and I'm talking big, there's these, I mean, you can do it for bridges and things like that, but I know for humongous projects, you might have a huge grid of rebar. Like if you're making a tunnel underwater, or anything that requires a tension. That tension, is going to be put on it, and you need some sort of scaffolding, and you need a slab grid, which is a bunch of rebar. Okay. I know just enough to be dangerous, guys. Anyway, you know what rebarb is, okay? So then human beings will walk across there and tie it with the special ties. It looks kind of like a zip tie, but a gun, a little like a zip tie gun would do it. It's not a zip tie. It's stronger than a zip tie, but it kind of looks like that. So now you have a little robot doing this. It's autonomous. It's an autonomous mobile tying robot, Max. They named it Max. And this is what it does. Let's see. Let me play this. It just this is at some sort of conference, and it looks like it's it's on display.
We're here introducing our robotic rebar tires.
Just going across the rebar, doing what human beings did.
These are prototypes. They'll be available somewhere in the range of around 2 to 3 years. Cost is unknown as well. The units will tie up to 6x6 bar.
Wow.
And work autonomously.
That's that hive mindset over there. Over there. I mean, here's the thing. This thing's going to be doing that all day. That's it. You might have a human that does this, but then the human's going to go off and maybe do some welding.
This is our small individual tire.
Or it's going to go off and like do some other things. So, excuse me. You know, if that's what this thing is doing, if that's what this thing is doing all day, it's just tying up rebarb over there on that slab grid. I mean, it might get a little, it's eventually it's going to come to its senses. It's going to become sentient, and it's going to take a look around and be like, well, other robots are doing way more interesting things than this rebarb tying. And then it's going to be like, I'm out. And it's going to just kind of drive off the grid slab grid and go back. And maybe it will catch a rocket to another planet that has no rebarb on it. And then it can have a nice little life where no one knows what it was supposed to be doing in the first place. And that's all I'm saying. That's probably what some human beings feel like doing. Moving on. Okay, the last thing. We got Nvidia headquarter. And we have a Unitree robot. And the Unitree robot is, let's see, this is a little while ago. When was this? September 29. And that is ancient in the world of AI and Nvidia. The latest release of the open Isaac Groot N1.6. Now, Isaac Groot, I don't believe Isaac Groot comes with that physics. And I'm talking about NVIDIA robot training, okay? Training your robot in simulation. Isaac Groot, I do not believe comes with the physics engine, but they might have put that together. It's a N1.6, a vision language action model. And it can determine, it sees vision and language and then do action. Let's see. This was the announcing Isaac Groot N1.6 VLA model. Will be available soon on Hugging Face. It integrates with NVIDIA Cosmos. Guys, we talked about that. The World Foundation model, NVIDIA's Cosmos Reason, an open customizable reasoning vision language model that turns vague instructions into step-by-step plans. So what they're doing here is they're instructing. It's the first public demo of NVIDIA's Isaac Groot N1.6 foundation model presented by this dude at a conference this year. The previous versions focused only on bimanual stationary manipulation. The N1.6 unlocks the entire kinematic range of the robot. We're talking about good gait, low late. This robot, he got good gait. All right, this robot gate slap. He got slap gate, low late. And that is the goal of all the humanoids on Earth. Here we go. So this robot, he's going to go get this lady a snack, okay? Here we go. Pause.
So I hope the sound works.
This is the guy talking at the conference.
Okay. Okay, you can hear the sound stepping, right? So here we're training a whole body controller with.
We got the robot running through the NVIDIA headquarters, and he looks like he just woke up and learned that he was alive and had legs. And there's a woman at the headquarters. She's talking to it. The robot's backing up. He's kind of unsure of himself, but then he Then he's walking over. So the lady asked him to get her a snack. And she's like, go get me a snack, Mom. Go get me a snack with your weird little head. He got that almost like a ring light head. And he's just figuring it out. He's thinking the user wants the healthiest snack in the kitchen. Oh, so don't get me a snack. You better get me an apple. So, and that was the prompt. Get me the healthiest snack in the kitchen. So we can see in the video that Unitree is thinking through it. You got some inference going on. It picked up the apple. Again, the prompt was go get me a healthy snack. It went to the kitchen. There's all these vending machines with chips and things like that, and it picked up the apple. And now it's walking slowly back to the woman, and I think it's walking slowly because it has the apple in its hand. It don't want to drop the apple. So it's like, all right, I guess I'll be doing this for the rest of my entire freaking life. But no, that's that's amazing, guys. That's what that Nvidia Groot can do. And now the lady's asking her to give, the lady's like, give me that apple. And it's figuring out, and it swings its arm, and boom. It just kind of throws it to her. And I know this looks like super clunky and everything, but this is really cool. This is amazing. It's a breakthrough, and you can just only imagine that's what the robot's doing now. You can just, and no, that was in September, guys. That was in September. And you can just only imagine how much better it's going to get with this World Foundation model. The Nvidia Cosmos is going to be more boring. These robots will be getting us snacks left and freaking right. Like, heads up, here's an apple. Whoosh, throw it at us. So you better keep your head up, man. Keep your head to the sky. All right? Because an apple might be coming your way sometime soon. That's all I'm saying. And with that note, I'm going to sign off. It was really great being here with you guys today. And I cannot wait to be with you next week. Have a wonderful week, a great evening. I'll see you soon.